All right, what's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to get into my sniper rifle, my Ruger American Gen 1 uh, 308 rifle. So let's get into it. Essentially, I bought this weapon. One of my buddies was selling it. This is his gun. He's had it forever. He's had it since he was a child. He said he's killed many a deer with it. Basically, he got a different rig and he wanted to sell this. I think he took it to the pawn shop. They did not offer him a whole lot of money for it. So he asked me, he was like, "Hey man, are you interested in buying this?" And I was like, "Yeah, man." And basically we agreed on a price which was $200. And I was like, for $200, yeah, heck yeah, man, I'll buy it. So I bought it and I love it. I mean, it's a good little gun. I actually meant to take it deer hunting with me. I've not been yet. I wanted to go this season with him, but the timing hasn't matched up correctly. And my son requires a lot of attention. I'm here at the house a lot, taking care of the wife. I mean, it's even a stretch for me to make these videos and edit these videos to put them on YouTube. Basically, I do this just when I can sneak away, when he's sleeping and my wife is able to take a break, because she's full time mommy and I really appreciate everything she's done and she's the most wonderful woman in the world. But this is so if I were to go deer hunting, this is what I would take. So we'll go butt to tip. Starting back here, we've got a rubber butt pad on it, a little sling swivel for you to put a sling on there. Obviously, if I took it hunting, I would put a sling on there. We've got a thumb safety right here, kind of traditional. Then something not so traditional on here, I've got a Vortex 1:8 Strike Eagle scope. So it's kind of funny when I look down the barrel on 1X, you can see the barrel. And people that are familiar with hunting rifles, most of the time they're like a 3-9 or a 4-12 or something on there. But yeah, so at 1X, you can see the barrel down there. It looks like something from like Call of Duty or something like that, which is funny. But I've zeroed this. It's pretty much dead on. I'll put up a picture of the zero at the picture that I have is just at 25 yards. I can't remember if I zeroed this at 50 or 100, but at 25 meters, it was stacking 308 on top of each other. So I mean, it's pretty accurate. This will definitely put something on the ground. My buddy said that he's killed dozens of deers with this rifle. Yeah, so the Vortex 1:8. The one issue too, though, is when you have it on 8X right there, you kind of hit your hand up there when you actuate the bolt. I mean, you can be aware of it, but yeah, your hand does kind of get caught right there when you actuate the bolt. So that's just one qualm about it. But heck, I mean, this is basically just something I threw together with parts. I did have to buy the scope rings; those are pretty cheap. But besides that, I had the scope just sitting around. I had this random bipod just sitting around. So I mean, I didn't really come out of pocket for it much, but yeah. So moving forward a little bit, we've got a 4 round integral magazine. So you can put 4 rounds in there, one in the chamber, 5 rounds total. I really wish that this was magazine fed. I am considering getting like an upgraded stock chassis system for it. But then on the other hand, if I want to spend the money on a chassis system, I could just go ahead and get like a Gen 2. I saw one at a pawn shop for like $500. It took bigger magazines. You could put like a 10 round or whatever, maybe a 15 round magazine in there, and it had a threaded barrel. But basically, if I was going to put a bunch of money into this thing, I would get a different chassis on there, make it accept magazines. Obviously, would not take that out hunting like that, but I would allow it to take bigger magazines, and then I would chop this barrel. This is like a 22-inch barrel. I'd probably chop it and thread it to put a can on there, probably to 18 inches or maybe 20 inches, maybe 18, maybe even 16 inches, and then put a can on there because basically my can would take up, it was at 16 inches, my can would take up yeah, would make it about 21 inches because I think my can is about 6 inches, so 22 inches, put it back right where it is with the can on there for my 7.62. But yeah, it's a good little rifle so far. I don't know what the twist is, but I mean, it can reach out there. I have not shot super long range with this, but it is accurate at 100 yards. We got this little bipod on there, makes it easy to. Oh, there you go, just flipped off like that. So yeah, it's obviously a crappy little bipod. I think I bought it off Amazon. Not super reliable, but we'll look into fixing that later. But yeah, I mean, this is just candid, uncut. But yeah, that bipod just yeah, it's easy. It's just easy to set up at the range and use. It's obviously not that great because I got it from Amazon, I think, a long time ago. But yeah, I mean, this is just basically my little basic hunting rifle. Um, and pretty much this is probably the weapon that I have that can reach out the farthest too. If I put a different scope on here, it definitely could be a much farther shooting rifle, maybe, you know, 600-700 yards if I had to hit a target out there. Like I said, I've not shot it at the long range out to 500 yards, but I'd like to at some point and just see how long I can get out there with just this little cheaper Vortex 8X scope on there. But yeah, I mean, it's a decent gun. I haven't had any problems with it. That's probably the biggest problem I had is that bipod falling off, but it's just a cheap Chinese bipod I bought off Amazon. So yeah, I mean, I just want to do a little review on this Ruger American 308, America's gun. It's a budget alternative to the Remington 700. And actually, I find it funny. I'm holding on to some stuff for my father-in-law, and he's got a Remington 766, which is also a budget alternative to the Remington 700. So I just think it's funny that me and him both bought budget alternatives to the Remington 700. You know, mine's obviously a Ruger American in 308. His is a Remington 766 and 308. But yeah, his is a lot older than mine. I think he bought it in the 70s. And actually, it's a funny story. He told me that his dad was upset when he bought it because his dad did not believe in rifles. His dad only believed in shotguns, only shotguns, no rifles. Um, just didn't see the point in having a rifle. You know, there's why do you need a rifle when you have a shotgun? You know, and I can kind of see it. You're limited on funds and things like that. You know, if you can only have one weapon, I guess a shotgun is very versatile. You know, you got birdshot, buckshot, slugs, and everything in between that. But a rifle you can reach out a lot further with. And he actually told me one time that they were hunting, and he hit a deer with this, not this rifle, but his 766, and the deer. I think they ended up losing the deer. The deer ran off, and his dad was like, "Oh, you idiot! You know, if you would have hit that with a slug, you know, it would have killed that deer, and it wouldn't have ran off, you know, or it would have dropped the deer a lot faster than a freaking 308, you know." So I just think it's funny how kind of the progression of like how his dad was against rifles in general, and I guess his generation they like bolt action rifles, but they're kind of against like AR-15s and things like that. And then our generation we like AR-15s, and but like I said, I just think it's funny how the generations kind of progress. You know that his father's generation did not like rifles, or they thought they didn't see the point in having a rifle, you know, and then his generation, they're kind of like, oh, I don't see the point why you need an AR-15. I mean, not necessarily, that's not his belief. I don't really know exactly what he sees on that. But yeah, I mean, it's just funny how things progress like that. But again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, please comment them down below. But thank you and have a great day. God bless.